Let's send things out to Staples Center where our guy, CBS NBA insider Bill Reiter, is standing by with more on this Game 3 statement by the Lake Show. Bill, it's only worth one in the grand scheme of the series, but felt like a substantial shift in the landscape of the series on Thursday night. What did you make of the fashion in which LA claimed Game 3?
Yeah, Joe, I'm with you. I mean, obviously it's a huge win to come into Staples Center and get that playoff victory, that experience for the fans for the first time in almost a decade. But you're right, this series felt like it shifted in a serious way. Obviously, the Suns had already lost a game in this series, but this is the first time they were utterly outclassed, almost from beginning to end. Anthony Davis was spectacular. LeBron James was incredible, and you saw the Suns for different reasons fade. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton had a great game. Devin Booker was off. You said it. Chris Paul was hobbled, and it certainly feels right now, standing in the shadow of the Staples Center, the Lakers up 2-1, like the series, if not over, is certainly in the Lakers' hands.
No doubt the Lakers, again, led by an all-world performance out of Anthony Davis, 34 points, 11 rebounds. Bill, this is a guy that struggled to stay healthy throughout the regular season, but here he is for the second consecutive game, positioning himself as the straw that really stirs the drink for the defending champs, with all due respect to King James. At the peak of his powers, is there a player, not just in this series, but in this sport, that can match AD possession for possession when he's really got it going?
Yeah, it might be the most important question, Joe, in the NBA as it relates to who's going to ultimately win this thing. There's three guys in Brooklyn who would probably make the case that they're in that class. And I know Denver fans, and maybe for good reason, believe Nikola Jokic is a guy that might be up there. But at his best, when he's consistent, when he's aggressive, and you saw him come out, Anthony Davis, and just try to assert his will in the game from the very first moment. When he's doing that, and as you said, when he's healthy, I think he's as good as anybody in the game. And let's be fair, he's got a guy in LeBron James who's getting him in the rocket and taking off some pressure, and this is the best defense statistically in the association surrounding Anthony Davis. So when everything clicks, he's as hard to stop as anybody.
Let's talk about that defense for a moment. Can't go without noting that this is a Suns team that averaged north of 115 points per game this season. In Game 1, they scored 99 in a win. Game 2, it's 102 in a loss. And then here, 95 points, and a lot of them coming late in garbage time. They were hovering around 75 points there with just a few minutes left in the fourth quarter. How impressed have you been by this Lakers team on that defensive end of the court thus far in this series?
Incredibly impressive. And sure, we have to put the asterisk out there that Chris Paul is not the Chris Paul that we've seen over the course of this regular season and most of his at least regular season career. But we got to remember, this is a Lakers team that when LeBron James missed all those games and Anthony Davis missed those games, that was still able to at least keep its head above water, not through offensive excellence, not without its stars with offensive power, but with great defense. Give head coach Frank Vogel a ton of credit, and you saw that today. A great defensive team paired with Anthony Davis, and what we talked about, they were physical in a way I think they weren't in the first couple games, and they absolutely shut down that Suns team. Well, let's go further. They intimidated that Phoenix team at Staples Center with the kind of defensive prowess that has defined the Lakers most of this season.
Yeah, never a good thing if you're an opponent and LBJ is smiling while he's backing you down. Means things are going well for the Lake Show as they were on Thursday night. You were in the building, Bill, and you allude to it. CP3's wavering health undoubtedly changes the complex of this series. It was 6 points in Game 2 and then just 7 points here in Game 3 in limited action. Assess that shoulder from what you saw up close and personal tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, it looked from my vantage point like the guy's in some pain. Early in that game, there was a moment where it felt like maybe he was going to be okay. I thought maybe I've been misinformed by a lot of the folks I talked to, but it turns out he was just trying to gut through it as best he could. And you could just see he ran out of stamina and maybe some pain tolerance. Missed critical stretches of the game when they really needed him on the floor as a floor general. Played 27 minutes. Life isn't fair. Sometimes you don't get the things you deserve. It's not okay. It's not fair for Phoenix fans, that organization, or Chris Paul. But it's the reality. He's hobbled. He's not the guy who was in the regular season. And without a version of Chris Paul that at least approximates the guy that I put on my MVP ballot, I think at 5th, this is a Phoenix Suns team, as promising as they are, as talented as they are, as well coached as they are. Without that Chris Paul, they're just not in the same class as the Lakers.
He is Bill Reiter, and he is perfect from the field once again. Thank you, my friend.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.